Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Amnesia Crowd, going to continue Iki's route. Last time we did the working segment, so now we are going to start the love section. So we're going to start after story. This will probably be about 2 parts like normal. Um, about a half a year after the August of your amnesia. Past March 1st. And remember, we were living together. Actually, we got married, didn't we? We straight up got married, so kind of forgot that was at the end.
Anyway, that's how I feel. It was the luckiest happening of my life to have met you, Iki. Even if you get surrounded by girls in your new workplace, just remember your biggest fans at this cafe, okay? I'm looking forward to all the big things coming for you, Iki. That's all for Floor Representative Mine's farewell address.
Good. Oh, there were some personal feelings in there, but it was a heartfelt farewell address. Mine, good work. Next, the manager's farewell address from yours truly, Iki. It's been 6 years since you started working at this cafe, hasn't it? You were still a young green high school student then. But when I think back on it, you were an exceptional young man from the start. You could say you've spread your name through this city as the ace of our cafe in the 6 years you've worked here as a waiter. I've heard you'll be specializing in accounting, which you learned in university, from here on out, devoting yourself to office work.
Kind of funny thinking of Iki as an accountant. I mean, I'm just saying. That explains why Kent gives you math problems, but it is just... Like Toma being a lawyer, you're like, Toma being a lawyer. I feel like, yeah, because you need to know how to get yourself out of the crimes you commit. It makes sense in a shady kind of way, but like Iki, like, imagine. I'm just saying. I'd hire an accountant if he was hot like Iki.
In any case, that ability to captivate others will surely manifest no matter where you go. Even if you can't see your customers' faces anymore, I want you to keep on learning and never forget our cafe's motto. Of course, I'm certain you'll never forget it as long as you live. Everyone, repeat our cafe's motto.
I feel like this is Angry Waka.
Yes, the customer is the enemy!
Exactly so. I'm sorry.
The customer is like the enemy.
When it's multiple people talking, we have to do the Valley Girl voice.
As long as you don't forget this, the goddess of victory will always be smiling on you from high above. Fight and win!
Love Angry Waka.
Even if then it feels as if your conviction will break, you can always return here. I'll whip you into shape myself. That's all for my farewell address. Now let's all sing the Mado no Hitsuji Cafe song together. Join me!
I'm not singing the song.
While bearing a smile, we'll shoot down our enemies.
Can't imagine the tune that went to. Mado no Hitsuji, Mado no Hitsuji. Not singing, but seriously, oh my god. We have a fucking cafe theme song. Oh dear lord. Today, Iki graduates from Mado no Hitsuji. There's still a few days before his university's graduation ceremony, but his internship training at his new job will start next week. I'm happy and proud of Iki's new step forward, but Iki having to work a new job is going to be a little lonely. Iki, is something wrong?
Nothing. Hey, would it be alright if we took a longer way around?
Yeah, that's fine, but...
And there's a place I haven't been in a while that I'd like to visit.
Whoa, this is where my mansion was. My mansion?
Right. I was thinking about how for 3 months since we started dating, I walked you home every day.
That's right, my mansion? Like, we're my apartment. Like, did they... Is that like a weird, like, translation issue? Anyway. So nostalgic. I've been living here until about half a year ago. Wonder if anyone's living in that place now. Has the feel of it changed? Of course someone's living there. Iki?
Do you remember? When we first started dating, you were constantly nervous around me. You wouldn't even hold my hand.
Well, I tried to hold your hand so many times, but...
I know. I was nervous, too. I didn't make it any easier. Sorry about that. You know, I was under the assumption that you were being cautious of me. I thought you were worried that if we started to hold hands, you might have been worried about what I wanted. And that's also why I never stayed in your room for very long. I didn't want you to feel weird, so I didn't have you in mine either. We'd always say our goodbyes like we were still in junior high. I was always reluctant to leave you, though.
But, truth, I was also...
Yeah, I know. At least now I do. It was the beginning of September when we came back here together like this, and you first invited me inside.
I remember.
What do you remember? Me being so pitiful.
I didn't think of you that way, but I was really, really nervous, so I remember it. Flashback? Half a year ago, early September.
Ah, the sun's setting. It's about time to head back now. Come on, you should get home.
Okay.
Why are you making that face? Do you want to stay a little longer? Well, who knows what I might end up doing if you tell me that you want to stay with me here a little longer. Sorry, that came out wrong, didn't it? You know, I'm trying to be the nice guy here. I don't want to put ourselves in any kind of awkward situations. So that's why you've gone quiet. Of course. You wouldn't want me to get the wrong idea or anything after all.
But that's not it. I won't say that you can't do anything you want, but I wasn't keeping myself quiet. I was gathering my courage.
Courage? Ah, the courage to let me ask you out.
No. Do you want to come inside? He whips off his glass and paching! Excuse me? Are you being serious? I didn't mean it like that. I just thought you might want to come inside for some tea or something. I'm sure you're tired of being out here, but I thought we could still hang out and talk a little bit longer. That's all. Would you mind if I invited you?
And no, I wouldn't mind. And maybe I'll take you up on your offer. I'll do my best to keep my desire at bay. As much as I can, at any rate.
This game definitely, all of the Amnesia suffers from the men are wolves and we can't keep it in our pants because a girl looked at us type of, like, sort of treatment of the guys, which is kind of, like, douchey of the writers. You know, it's not really the character's fault that the writers have decided, like, oh, well, you looked at me and I don't know if I can handle it. It's like, learn to control your penis. Jesus Christ. Like, let's not perpetuate the stereotype that men can't control themselves and it's a woman's problem that a man can't control themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it just angers me deep down inside. And it's like, don't ruin our characters like this. Like, there's always going to be a character where you're like, oh, okay, that's just you. But they do it with everyone. They kind of did it with Toma, too. They did a little bit with shit. They're doing it with everyone. And it's like, all right, I'm going to, like, come on. Come on. Enough is enough. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really technically right now made it so horrible, but it's just that little when they put it there. I don't know if I can control myself. Well, you fucking better. And that better just be a passing statement and it never come up again. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Like, there's just certain tropes that they do, and they overdo in all these games, and this is one of them. You know? Like, it's not like, oh, he's so into us. It's just men can't control themselves. Like, let's stop pushing that around. Like, because it's a little too real when, like, anything happens to a woman, it's somehow her fault because a man can't control himself. Like, no. We shouldn't be keeping that bullshit reality or no, it shouldn't be anywhere. So, like, perpetuating that in games is kind of annoying because it's like, no, because in real life we act like that's the truth, that it's a woman's problem, that a man can't control his fucking penis, and hi, I'm sorry, not my fucking problem. Not my penis, not my problem, you know? So I just don't like it in games because it's like, nah, Mm-mm. Especially when it's every single fucking character. Not one where you're like, all right, that fits into what you're trying to do with this character. It's just, oh, you're doing that with everyone because, like, it's just, it's cheap, is what it is. You know what I mean? He made it a passing statement. I really shouldn't complain about it, but it's one of those, like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Like, I think Iki's kind of always been like that a little bit, but I don't know. Just, it's the sigh reaction where you're like, why do we keep doing this in all these games? Anyway, I needed to build up the courage to invite you in because you keep saying things like that, Iki.
I know. But I did like watching you work up the courage to ask me. I'm sorry about that.
So unfair. And it's one thing if he's just joking around like that, like, haha, I just said it because whatever. But like, but they do it too much where it's not like, whoa, oh, you're just goofing. It's like, no, I don't trust the writers. I'm in.
Pardon me.
Sit anywhere you like. I'll make some tea. Or coffee, right?
Thank you. I'm fine with instant. This is the first time you've invited me here just to hang out.
You're right. I've always avoided it before.
Avoided? That's a strange thing to say. I was the one avoiding you, you know.
I was too. I didn't think you were someone I should try and keep to myself when I hadn't even figured out my feelings yet.
You know, I would have loved for you to keep me all to yourself.
Trying to do that now. But if I were one of the fan club girls, I'm sure I would have been jealous. You're such a composed and wonderful person, after all. Sometimes when I think about it, I find it so mysterious that you get along with me so well.
Get along? Good grief. Saying something so innocent like that's going to make me think twice about all of my immodest thoughts. Please don't.
Purify your heart. Go on.
Nope, didn't work. This much isn't enough to purify me. Could I come over there?
Like it. Okay. The scale on this is so off. The sink is like bigger than he is. It just looks so wrong.
Spacey, when you say we get along well, does that at least include holding hands?
Like, serious. It looks so ridiculous. He looks so tiny. Yes, it's included.
What about kissing?
That's included.
What else do I get?
That's a secret.
And then if I were to touch you, is there any chance that you'd start getting turned on? Mind if I test out my theory? Don't be so nervous. I won't do anything you don't like.
See, but I mean, like, so I can't keep my hands to myself, and then Iki kind of pulls this, and you're like, I mean, all right, you are kind of being that character, which I don't love it, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I don't necessarily hate it because it's not to the point where it's really offensive or anything. It's like, Iki, simmer down.
I'm just happy to be alone with you. You were hoping for this too, at least a little bit, right? Maisie, can I touch you?
Go ahead. I was prepared. I don't know. I don't know. But go ahead. I was prepared. Sounds a little too awkward, and then just staring at him blankly is like not really an answer. I know these don't matter, but like okay, well the guide says the ... So if I can't make a decision, I'm gonna use the guide because I feel like those like Atome Kitten's gonna put in there like at least the ones that are slightly funnier or better.
Spacey, are you breathing?
Phew.
What on earth are you doing? I only got my face close to you. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, I was panicked though. Your face is so close.
Don't you want it to be?
I'm so happy, but my heart's racing. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Let's try again.
This one, truly.
Iki?
Sorry, I give up. It's just, I think my hands are shaking. Maybe I'm nervous. Pretty embarrassing to happen now.
It's actually kind of adorable, though. Like, see? So then all you're like, oh, what if I touch you? Are you going to get turned on? Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, all right, fine, you can kiss me. And he's like, well, now I'm freaking out. And that's kind of, I don't mind that. You know what I mean? You got all bravado over here with the like, oh, I don't know if I can control myself. And then you're like, I can't, I'm shaking too much. I'm a little scared. All right, I'll take that.
Iki, let's not go any further today. I'll just sip on this coffee. Quietly. Oh, hey, it's my first time in here. You should give me the grand tour. Only the things you'd like me to see, of course.
Kitchen, rest of the house. You saw.
Can I look at your books? It'd be nice to know what you like.
Yeah. Hold on just 1 second. I'll bring you the coffee. Present, March 1st.
I see. So it's already been half a year since then.
After that happened, every time you took me home, you'd stop by as well.
Since I figured out you wouldn't dislike it.
Is this apartment building what you wanted to see?
I just sort of wanted to finally close the chapter of my life that was at Meido no Hitsuji.
Thing is like, we're married. We got married at the end of the later route, right? So, like,
It feels a little lonely.
Starting tomorrow, you'll have lots of fun things waiting at your new job, too.
And you're right. I hope that's true.
With your condition, I'm sure it's a lot of trouble meeting people you don't know. But no matter where you go, I'm sure everyone will love you. If you end up having trouble, just talk to me, okay?
You're right. Now when I come home, you'll be there, and I can always return to Meido no Hitsuji. And this isn't a completely different league from when I entered high school or university. Sorry, and thanks for coming along with me. I just wanted to confirm that this is different than that time.
I'll be by your side, Iki.
Yeah, then maybe I'll ask you to comfort me plenty on my first day going to work. After it gets dark. Just the two of us.
Iki!
Oh, that's not what I meant. I'm talking about how I'd be plenty happy if we could talk a while before you sleep.
Goodness, there you go teasing me again. I'm going home. It's so funny because it's like, I could understand it, but like, Iki! And then he's like, you're like, shame on you. And he's like, that's not what I meant. And then she's, oh! But it's like, normal people would be like that, but you know the undertone in this is her being like, oh my god, I can't believe you talk about having sex. You're married. You should have been having sex by now. Like, I'm just saying. It shouldn't be that embarrassing. I get the whole, like, if he's like, oh, you can comfort me alone together. And you're like, stop it. Like, come on. Simmer down. But, like, I feel like there's more undertone of her being like, oh, so embarrassed. Not, I can't believe you just said that out loud, you freak. You know what I mean? I don't know.
You're right. Then let's go.
I mean, like, I could get March 5th. You know what I mean? If your husband was like, oh, man, you can comfort me later alone. You're like, stop it. It's morning. Need to wake up Iki.
Good morning, Spacey.
Huh? What? Good morning. Did I oversleep?
You haven't. I just woke up early. And this is nice, isn't it? I get to see your sleeping face.
Well, please try not to look at it too much, okay? Do you feel like eating breakfast? I can make some coffee and toast. You go ahead and change. I've even gone ahead and prepared your bento.
Thank you. You didn't have to do all this.
But this is your first day going to your new job. I couldn't help but do this. Are you embarrassed of showing up with some homemade bento?
No, of course not. And that's not it at all. I'm happy about that, actually.
But I suppose there's a chance you would go to lunch with people at your work. If that ends up happening, you can leave the bento and bring it back home. I'll make it my dinner.
Thank you, but you don't need to worry so much about it. I think I'll be eating my bento alone. Most likely.
That might not be true, so... Oh, but your drink is absolutely perfect. I've put a bunch of the blend I learned to make it into a Meido no Hitsuji stamped tumbler that the manager gave me. I'm sure you'll take a liking to it, so try it when you get a chance.
Yes. I'm grateful for it, but try not to be too nervous. You're not the one joining a workplace.
I might be more nervous than if I were to join a workplace. After all, this new company is a place where you'll always be going to from here on. Well, like, he's allowed to switch jobs, so maybe not forever, girl. You'll be working with a bunch of similar coworkers. You might meet friends and superiors you get along with. When I think those meetings might be today, it's impossible for me not to be nervous. Oh, I forgot to say this. Iki, congratulations on your first day at work.
Thanks. Just having you see me off makes me feel like today will be a good day.
All right then, good luck. Please be careful.
All right, the customer is the enemy.
He left. I hope Iki will be just as energetic as he was at Maid no Hitsuji, even in his new job. All right, I better get ready for work too. See, like, there's something about so far, the flow of this one isn't like, oh my god, it's just dragging on. Like, there was a purpose for going to the thing and doing a little flashback, and now we're moving. And, like, yeah, okay, do we really need the, like, we're gonna go to work part? No, but Iki going to a new job is a part of the sort of plot line in this. So it's not too bad. But it's like, okay. So we've established a little thing. Now I just want more fluff and stuff, and we'll see what happens. But you know it's going to be like an hour more, like, of just filler. It doesn't need to be. I mean, I get the little bit of the plot, like, okay, like with Tomo was like, okay, let's move in together and let's look for a part. But then there was just a bunch of stuff that like didn't pertain to that really at all. And then it was like, and then when you get to the end, the final chapter, okay, it was supposed to just be happy, get married, and then there was like still this drama in the middle that we didn't need. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's just because they put in like, oh, we got to have some kind of conflict. No, you don't. It's fluff. Just fluff it. Just put a lot of like romantic, cute moments or something. You know, I get a little bit of a little bit of plot. Like, again, Toma, we're gonna go look. We're gonna move in together. That's the whole kind of point of this fluff before we get married. Cool. And like Iki's is like, oh, okay, off to a new job. We're gonna adjust to this. Okay, fine, sure. But again, you just need a little bit of it, a little sprinkle of that, fuck ton of fluff. Anyway, good work. Okay, so we went to work. Okay, so we're not actually doing work. Fine. Looks like we're able to keep the place running without Iki. I'm sure this is no small part to Shin, our new shift leader, being so outstanding. Even though I'm older than him, I kept relying on him. I've got to do my best. What are you gonna do your best for? Shin, good work today. Good work. You might be exerting yourself because Iki's gone, but we got more staff today, so don't worry about it. More importantly, today's Iki's first day at his new job, isn't it? I'm sure you must be worried. Take it easy today. I'm sure he's stressed enough for the both of you. Thanks. That's kind of you, Shin. What? Don't do that. But even though you should have your hands full with managing staff, you're even taking moments to care about me. Usually, as the older one, I should be working the hardest here, but I feel really grateful for your help. You seriously don't have to worry about that. In fact, I wanted to make a system that doesn't rely on you or Iki. If we relied solely on Iki, it wouldn't have been sustainable, right? I was like, would have been sustainable. I'm like, that's not the way it should be worded, because I didn't read wouldn't have. Oh, anyway. There's no real way we can tell if the new staff is good. To be honest, I've been against the manager's organization for a while. What does he even mean by ace? What are we, mercenaries? Well, that's what's been on your mind. Okay, I'm curious. Do you remember in Toma's route, one of parts, like somewhere, it must have been when we were looking for apartments, so it wasn't the love thing. There was that new character that managed to just pop up, and we've never seen or heard from him again. He was never seen or heard from before. And he's beautiful, and he had no name. Why? What is your purpose, sir? Where are you? Where have you been? It was just when they said new staff, and I was like, is that the guy? Like, maybe he's in Amnesia World, but it's like, it's just, you just put this character, and like every other side character, like the girl, Iki's fan club girls, whatever, aside from like Rika and stuff, most of them have like eyeless. So you added a new character just in passing in Toma's for what purpose? Who are you and why? You know what I mean? I forgot about him until just now, and then it's like, wait a minute! What are you doing? Where'd you go? Who and why? And what? And how long? And what's going on? Am I wrong for thinking that? Manager and Iki just enjoy chaos too much. You really are a responsible one, aren't you, Shin? Somehow, the way you consolidate the staff is different from the manager and Iki. It's actually quite refreshing. Can't take care of you as well as you could take care of me. If you have any complaints, please let me know. If you tell me, I'll handle it accordingly. Also, I'll try to learn more of, how to handle women from Iki. Yeah. Oh. Iki. Oh, Iki? Something have happened? Hello?
Hey, good work today. I thought you'd be wrapping up by now. Are you busy?
Not too busy. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing really. I'm heading home right now. I felt lonely being away from you, so I thought I'd call you on my walk home.
Oh, I see. I thought something had happened. Goodness, it's only 20 minutes.
20 minutes is long. You're not lonely not having seen each other for a whole day.
Shin's right here, so maybe I'll talk to you about that a little later. I'm gonna head out now. I'm sorry. Tell him I said good work on your first day at work, but restrain yourself. Good work today.
Iki, Shin just left, but he had a message he wanted to leave for you.
Good work on your first day at work, but restrain yourself. That's all.
Well, forgive me for just wanting you to spoil me. I'm tired from an unfamiliar workplace. You just need to head home. Would it be all right if we talk like this while you head back?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you too.
Thank you. I felt like I've met up with you just a little earlier, but it's painful since I can't kiss you over the phone.
Iki, I'm outside right now, so I don't think it's good for us to talk about kissing and such.
And then at home. You want to get home quickly, don't you?
Don't seek my consent. Don't seek my consent. Girl, we want him to. Consent is good. What are you doing? I guess maybe what she was trying to be like, don't try to play these games and like think that I'm gonna be like, yes, I miss kissing you too, and then you're gonna be all over me. Like, don't fuck with me like that. Like, don't manipulate shit. But we're home or welcome home. Sorry, like we're home. Wait, what?
I'm home.
I'm making dinner, but it'll take a little while longer. So would you like some coffee?
That sounds good. You're like a young wife. Oh, my dear wife, I'd like to eat you rather than dinner.
You're like a young wife. Again, aren't we married? Did crowd forget that we got married at the end of later to Iki? Like, I'm not crazy, right? That happened. Of course I'm like a young wife. I am. Huh? No, it's nothing. More importantly, I have to make dinner. What was that just now? The moment Iki took off his glasses, my heartbeat suddenly went wild, and I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, now the eyes work on you? It was as if I became captivated by him. Could it be that Iki's eyes? No, it just felt strange because I wanted to see him. It's nothing. I'm sure it's nothing. March 9th. It's kind of interesting if all of us, but it's a weird thing to put in now of all times. You know? Iki won't be back yet. At first, he would come home around the same time I got home from work. He's been coming home pretty late, though. Already 11 p.m. Is this busy when he's still an intern? Jesus Christ, 11? What the fuck? Oh, could he be drinking with someone? But that might be it. You'd think he'd have told you. Nothing I can do about that. Hope it's not with a woman. Okay, see, I've kind of felt like what Atome Kitten had said was that Iki was the jealous weird one, not we were weird and jealous about Iki. You know what I mean? Oh, no, actually, okay. I don't know where it was. I don't know who it was then, no, because Atome Kitten seems to say, like, the story enjoyment wasn't the greatest in later, but she seemed to like crowd. Okay, so I don't know where I was looking. It might have been somebody on Twitter, because I do follow some, like Atome people, like people that play Atome games and stuff like that, along with sim stuff. So it must have been someone on there that was just like, I love Iki and I hate what they did to him in his route. So it must have been there. So, okay, so I apologize if anyone was confused before we were talking about Iki and was like, I looked at Atome Kitten stuff and I thought she liked it, you know, whatever. So that was my bad. I was misremembering because I wasn't looking at that. But I felt like what they said. It wasn't like, oh, what they did in his route because, like, we're acting jealous and weird. Because that seems the way it is right now. Like, oh, he must be out with someone. He's not here. And it seems almost like we're going to get that way. Like, I don't know. That's the impression that I remember having. And I don't know if that's right. Like, maybe I'm misremembering. But I do remember someone just not liking the way they played Iki in his after story here. So, but so far, I don't see I mean, there's nothing wrong with it yet. But anyway.
Miss Macy, wake up. Miss Macy, if you don't get into your bed, you'll catch a cold.
Iki, welcome home.
I'm home. I'm sorry for being late.
Don't apologize. You worked late.
You should have slept in your bed. It's already 1 o'clock.
What the fuck were you doing? Jesus Christ, that's inhumane working that long. 1 o'clock? This is also odd, the choice of, like, his eyes working on us, but when he took off his sunglasses, it happened again.
I'm tired. I have to wake up early tomorrow, too. I'd better sleep already.
Do you work tomorrow? It's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. A lot of things happened, so I ended up having to go in.
You're that busy?
More or less.
Could it be that something happened related to your eyes?
Oh, well, I can't say that nothing happened, but it wasn't like I thought it would be. But even then, things don't really go smoothly, do they?
I see.
And that's the situation, so tomorrow I'll be leaving in the morning, too.
Like, I can't say nothing happened, something kind of, but it's different, but then that's the situation. That makes no fucking sense.
It's difficult not being able to talk to you, but there's nothing I can do about that. I'd like to hold you while I sleep.
You could if you wanted.
Huh, you're alright with it. I'm not confident I won't do anything.
Again, this is really fucking bizarre. This is bizarre. This is what's gonna irritate the shit out of me. Like, you could hold me while you sleep. Oh, I might do something. Again, didn't we get married? So you married Iki, but you're like, but still don't touch me. I'm still, seriously? What the fuck? There's a line, and we are way beyond that. Like, you seriously at this point, this is the kind of shit I fucking hate when they do it with the main characters. They always have to be, and this is why I complain about them a lot, and I know people hate it sometimes, but it's like, sometimes in the beginning, I'm so innocent and naive and sweet, and I'm a manic pixie dream girl, but like, kind of vapid, stupid morons. Sometimes they have sass, and that's great, and sometimes I don't mind the, like, okay, this character, it works that they're naive and innocent and like, oh, little dainty wallflower, oh, fainting violet over here. But it gets old. It gets old when, again, for her, being kind of a cardboard cutout with no personality made fucking sense in the first game because we literally got our brains bashed out by Orion. So of course we're not going to have a personality. We don't even know who we are. So made sense. After Orion left, kind of being a cardboard cutout is a little like, I liked her better in the first game. Here it's like iffy. Sometimes it's okay and sometimes it gets irritating. Like I'm kind of on the, I don't hate her, but I don't love her. You know? But I hate this. You were married to this man, unless the game just forgot that we got married in the prior one, okay? But like, seriously, now being the, oh, I don't know, oh my god. I get the whole like, oh my god, his eyes are doing weird things to me. Sure, fine, okay, cool. But this, I mean, I guess you could hold me when you sleep. Oh, you're married. You should have let the man have sex with you by now. If you can't have sex with your husband, what the fuck? Unless you're totally asexual, that's one thing. But that's not how these games ever paint them. It's like, oh my god, I can't. You touched me. We can't hold hands. I don't mind that. I don't want to talk about kissing on the phone in public. Fine. But this is like, they're making it seem like we're such this, and I just, this naive, overly innocent bullshit gets old really fast, especially at this point. When you first start dating and they do the whole, I don't know if I can handle myself. Okay, simmer your fucking self down, boy. And I can kind of understand it, but at this point, it's so fucking old and it aggravates me. It's not cute anymore, and there's no character growth if we're still gonna be the same, like, virginal, dainty little, shy, awkward wallflower Like, after we marry this man. Like, stop it. Stop it. Gag me. Like, how can anyone stand that? Like, oh my lord, people change and you should grow and adapt and better yourself and just, I don't know. It just drives me crazy. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the whole, like, we're married, but, like, we have to sleep in separate beds and I can't let him touch me. Oh my God. Oh no. Like, seriously? We should have grown out of that by now. At this point, this should not be an issue anymore. I could see her being a little awkward, like, oh my God. Still get a little giddy when he holds. Okay, but like, we shouldn't be this whole, oh my God, if he holds me when oh yes, maybe we can hold hands. We did that already. We did that in the prior game where she was living with him and it was awkward and she didn't want him in the same, and that's fine. Okay, great. It was kind of annoying then, but like, fine. We grew out of it, but now we're back to this? Like, what the shit? I hate that. It drives me crazy. Character growth is what you need in a second fan disc. But we've had none now. We're regressing. Anyway, what the hell did he say? I'm not confident I won't do anything. And then look at him in his eyes. It's like, that face. I'm not confident I won't do anything. Well, you know what? Maybe you should, sir, because Jesus Christ. We're being a little bitch over here. Yes. Huh. What am I even saying? What you should be saying. You're married to the man. Get over it.
Spacey, what's wrong? And do you have a fever? Your face is a little red, but it doesn't seem to be a fever.
It's one thing if we're a little awkward about things and he's like, oh, I might do stuff. And you're like, oh my God, stop it. That's fine. But like, you know, I get embarrassed talking about it. But it's not even that we get embarrassed talking about it. It's we're just embarrassed of the complete idea because we're still innocent and virginal over here. And it's like, like, I'm not saying we need to be a rampant nympho, but like, we could be a little like awkward about like, oh, okay, let's not talk about those things. Like, maybe I'm awkward about talking about it, but I still enjoy it. You know what I mean? But I've managed. Like, the whole, oh my God, no, I'm not ready to have sex yet. We've been married for 6 years. Like, girl, Jesus. It stops being cute and it gets aggravating to me. Again, don't have to be a nympho, but this like naive, awkward little virginal wallflower act is old at this point. This is the third fucking game. Get over it. Okay? Especially when you're married to the man. It's not like Toma, where you're like, oh, we're just going to think about moving in together and maybe we haven't gotten to that point. You married this man. You should be at that point. This point, that should have, you know, like, Jesus Christ. He's the patience of a saint waiting for this bullshit. He's going to wait till he's 80? You're going to, like, decide maybe you're ready to finally have sex and the man's going to be dead. Like, what the hell? Again, not pertaining to like real people if you're asexual or anything like that or whatever, but it's like in an Otome game, it gets old real fast. I'm fine. More importantly, let's sleep already. Together. Yes. What?
Huh. I'm happy that you'd say something like that so honestly.
And see, she's shocked. Like, oh, I said we'd sleep together? So you can't even sleep in the same bed as your husband. What the fuck? Not cute. It's aggravating.
It's a service to me. Is it a service to me because I'm tired?
Of course I want to do something for tired out Iki, but actually I think it's better to go to sleep when you're tired, when you're so tired. It is already 1 o'clock, and you do have work tomorrow.
Is that so? When I'm tired, I end up longing for skin contact. If you were to touch me, my tiredness might fly away, you know.
We just lunge on it? Okay! See, we are! There's our ring! I like the fact that our ring is like the, like a spade and the little blue stone, because that's like his symbol and color. Like, it's the spade world and like whatever. That's actually really cute. I like that touch. Spacey, what's wrong? I like the fact that we just lunged on him. Which is what we should be doing. Girl, maybe this is just you telling yourself to stop. Stop trying to hold back because you know you want to do this, man. Let it go. Let it go, for God's sake. Chuck your virginity to the wind. It's a little late to keep holding on to it. Come on. We're in an Otome game. We need some fluff and romance and not this innocent, giggly wallflower shit. We did that in the first game. Sure, fine, cool. We're over it now. I'm not saying we need to have porny scenes. I don't want to read those. You know what? They're awkward. But I mean, Jesus Christ, let the man kiss you. Like, Iki, I love you. Look how shocked he looks in the CG, though. He's like, excuse me? If I tried my best, would I be able to lighten your tiredness even a little? If I could make you feel better, then I.
You understand what you mean by that, right?
Yes?
I'm usually one to follow the principle of always accepting a woman's advances, you know. It's possible you may have just wanted to make me a little bit happy. But I won't hold back. I won't let you go any longer, even if you wanted to sleep alone.
And that's the thing. Like, again, the man is the patience of a saint. We're married, for God's sakes. We should have been willing, or like, at least on some. It shouldn't be like this now. And I get maybe they're like wanting to, oh, okay, so now we'll do this. But it's like, but you've painted this as it's 6 months since we had our amnesia. I don't know how long it is after technically later ended because I don't remember that. But it, like, is it only like a couple of days after the end, like a week or something, where you're like, oh, okay, maybe we haven't gotten there yet? Sure, but it just feels fucking weird, you know? Like, I don't know. I guess if I take it as, okay, so this is only like maybe a couple of weeks or a month after the end of later where we got married, then okay, sure, I guess I can be a little more tolerant of her being like awkward and like, okay, I'm not quite ready for it yet, fine. But I don't know. I felt like we made progress in that where she's like, yeah, let's sleep in the same bed together. And now it's like, we're back to no, don't touch me. You know? It seems like we backtracked a little bit in order to try to attempt this, whatever's happening here, progress, maybe? I don't know.
Why don't you give me a kiss? You've pushed me down like this. You'd at least do that much, won't you?
Hi, why are you shrieking?
If you're embarrassed, then close your eyes. If you went ahead and held me like this, I'll accept you.
Why are you shrieking?
Come here.
Iki. When I closed my eyes, it became clear. This is. Iki's eyes are working on me after all. This can't be. What do I do? What should I do? Him. I ate fried mackerel for dinner! I feel like saying that's hilarious because he's. Okay, I'm sorry, but I want them to do each other here. I want her to get over her bullshit. But this is kind of funny now, so like. Alright.
What? Fried mackerel?
Just, please wait a moment!
And that's fine, but I wouldn't be bothered by it, alright?
I'm sorry, even though I'm the one who said this, it just bothers me. And if I continue like this, I'm sure he'll realize I'm acting strange. I have to calm down. You have to calm down, Bird. For now, we'll just try not to look at his eyes. If I don't see them up close, I'll be fine. Some people can talk to him properly, even when his eyes are working. I should have asked Rika to teach me the trick to it.
Miss Macy, look over here. You can't look. And that can't be it, right? Are you embarrassed, perhaps? I'll leave it at that. You must be.
That's right. I'm sorry, I got caught up in the moment and said something strange, so I'm embarrassed. I think I may have been half asleep.
Ah, I see. Of course. If that's how you act half asleep, I'd always welcome it. In fact, it would have been nice if you stayed half asleep for a while longer.
If you say something like that, then I couldn't possibly stay half asleep.
I see. And then what about sleeping together? If you're embarrassed, we can sleep with our backs to each other. Are you against it?
Of course I'm not against it, but it's just sleeping together, all right?
Yes, it's more than enough. I'd be happy if we could talk with each other while we're at it, too.
Of course. What should we talk about?
Let's see. I'd like you to talk about exactly what you like about me.
Nikki, what I like about you. I mean, I can understand him asking this because he's like, what exactly do you like about me? Because you don't want to touch me. And it's not even just the, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I kind of get it. Like, this is all new to her, but it's just, I feel like they shouldn't have had us get married at the end of later if this is the way this was going to be. You know what I mean? Because it feels more like, okay, we kind of made progress. We lived together. We can sleep in the same bed. But now she's still awkward about it, and she's kind of like trying to make progress ahead. But like, you married the man, and now you're still in this point where everything about him makes you awkward. Like, I don't know. You know, it just feels weird. It just feels weird that they put the marriage in if we weren't like, if we're gonna be this awkward about everything. Well, that's your serious eyes when you're brewing coffee, or the way you do things when you're able to solve tricky math puzzles so easy. Would talking about that sort of thing work?
Uh, you surprised me. I didn't think you'd actually talk about it. And then, please continue. I'd like to hear more.
Yes, but it's very embarrassing, so please don't look at my face. The next morning,
Good morning, Spacey.
good morning.
What's wrong? Still sleepy?
Yes, I might not be fully awake yet. You're early today too, Iki.
Yeah, my eyes just snapped open. Since I'm already awake, I'm gonna head out early. But will you sleep a little longer?
No, I'm fine. I'll make breakfast.
Wait, what about a good morning kiss?
Good morning. My heart's thumping and it feels painful. But is this because of his eyes or the kiss? It's been so long. It's been since long ago that my heart beats quicker when I see Iki, but I thought that wasn't because of his eyes. But now, I don't know which one it is. Even though I'm off, I came to work. Is anyone here? I wanted to be the guy that we got introduced to. I wanted the new guy to be the guy we got introduced to in Thomas route.
Welcome back, madam.
Oh, manager. Good morning.
Madam, such polite words are unnecessary towards the butler. I am a butler, here for your sake. Please, you need only tell me what you wish me to do.
Waka, you cannot give me lines like that. We're in Iki's route, but sir? Sir. Do you realize what you just said to me? You have to watch those words, buddy.
First, I'll guide you to your seat. Let us have our secret conversation at a seat for just the two of us.
The manager completely changes his mannerisms while serving customers. It's really amazing. All the customers are looking this way. I have to try and be like this while doing customer service. Oh, but when I said that before to Iki, he said, you don't have to, laughing while also being mad. He doesn't want other men to look at you, but...
So, what's the matter? Coming here to the cafe by yourself? It's rare for Iki not to be with you.
Ah, it's the usual manager. Iki apparently had to work on his day off. So I ended up with time on my hands, and I ended up coming to the cafe. Would it be alright if I had tea here?
I have no reason to object. Take your time here. And now that I recall, you're acquaintances with the master and madam over there, aren't you?
Rika, Kent! Kent and Rika are together? I'm sure they're just friendly together, not like together. Rika, you can't have Kent! You can have Toma. Maybe Shin. Actually, Mine and Shin would be... You can't take Kent and Iki, they're just a pair for me, okay?
If you'll be talking to them, be careful not to disrupt the cafe's discipline as an employee. Understood?
Yes.
What will you order?
Oh, I'd like the Maid no Hitsuji blend, please.
That would be his favorite.
I'm sorry for being simple. I wonder if it's alright for me to say hello to them. The two of them are friends. I wonder what they're talking about. Goodness gracious! You obstinate fool! Idiot! An incredible idiot! Huh. You are Mr. Iki's close friend, are you not? I'm having difficulty understanding why you're speaking of him in such a cold manner. Very troublesome. beyond my abilities to handle a hysterical woman. You of all people should understand best the relationship between Ikkyu and myself. Whether we're good friends, bad friends, or teacher and student, that line is both vague and fluid, difficult to define. However, no matter how close of a friend he may be, one mustn't lose objective observation. To dismiss my opinion as being too cold means that you're being too subjective, Rika.
Your lecture is unneeded. More importantly, I'll have you take back your words just now. To call Ikki's dilemma as interesting of all things, you're truly just a giant, incredible idiot! Oh my, you...
You're...
Doesn't Kent work here? I guess Kent doesn't work here in Ikki's route. Kent's like, you're, like, work together? I guess you don't work here in this route. It gets very confusing who works here when, and what personality Waka has. I apologize for the late greeting. I'm Spacey. It's been some time. I just happened to come to the cafe and overheard your conversation as I was trying to say hello. I apologize for having listened in on you. But, what do you mean that Ikki is in a dilemma right now? My, to think I'd run into you with such good timing. Even when I was trying to resolve this without burdening you, there truly is such a thing as fate. Now, burdening me, would it be something with the fan club? And no, this matter's unrelated to the fan club. Why, yes, the fact that we've met here must be some sort of fate. And now that you've overheard us, I'm sure you must be curious, so I'll tell you of it. Please do sit down. The dilemma of which I refer to is none other than about Mr. Ikki's workplace. Workplace? So something did happen with his eyes? Yes, Mr. Ikki's power is being exerted to an excessive degree, even at his new workplace. Of course, those who see Mr. Ikki for the first time up close end up becoming enraptured by that power. And this is something which is repeated through middle, high, and university. However, this is the first time something like this has happened. For everyone to begin avoiding Mr. Ikki like this. They're avoiding him? Normally, the women who gather around Mr. Ikki are those that are carried away in a state of passion, and those find it difficult to keep their senses grounded in front of him. And they do make a lot of noise, but their roots are simple. Once time passes, they'll calm down. However, there are those who aren't like this. There are those who end up feeling strong emotions for Mr. Ikki, despite them trying to keep their distance from him. For those like this, their attraction toward Mr. Ikki ends up being too strong, and they seem unable to cause a stir. For those who keep their calm, what do you think would happen when they feel an unusual attraction to someone at first sight? They'll try to distance themselves from Ikki? Indeed, a great many people feel frightened and end up disappearing from in front of Mr. Ikki. His new workplace is a dignified office with nothing but people on the reserved side. I thought they'd simply keep a moderate distance from Mr. Ikki and coexist with him. But currently, it's as if the discreet people who tried to distance themselves from him are being forcibly charmed by him. And then, those people end up distancing themselves from Mr. Ikki as if to run away from them. At this rate, Mr. Ikki will end up completely isolated. I felt this power has become even more powerful than before, and it frightens me. Maybe it's because we need to do our husband so that he's not, like, so pent up. I don't think that's it, but who knows? Ikki's power has gotten stronger? Enough that it works even on people it didn't work on much before? That makes sense. That's why me too. And even those at his workplace? Spacey, I understand your painful feelings well. When I think of Mr. Ikki's feelings, I feel as if my heart will be torn apart. Yes.
Now, wait just a moment, Rika. Firstly, I have some questions. But exactly where did you acquire this information?
I saw it with my own eyes.
Do you have surveillance cameras installed on Ikkyu, then?
Not at all. I am employed in the same workplace.
Huh?
I'm aware I'm doing something quite obtrusive. I really must apologize to you. However, when I realize that if I do not support Mr. Ikki, then who will, I simply couldn't sit still. So in order to lay down some groundwork, I joined the company beforehand. Although I'm simply a contract employee and Mr. Iki is a full-time employee, we normally do not work together, so please rest assured about that. I see. So you were supporting Iki.
Wait a moment. Isn't it strange to accept this here? And to be quite frank, this woman is a stalker.
Be quiet! I had gotten permission from Mr. Iki. I am most certain he said, "Fine, do whatever you want."
That's him merely becoming fed up.
What worth does my own reputation have? Mr. Iki has kindly been worried about my future for a while as well, but that's a trivial matter. Taking care of Mr. Iki, as well as those who cherish him, is the reason I was born into this world.
I fail to comprehend you. I'd fancy a thorough discussion with you once.
Very well. I too wish to have a talk with you, Sir Idiot Kent.
As you wish, you sister-in-law. Sister-in-law? And just give up the role of supporting EQ to Spacey already.
What are you saying? It's my job to take on the role of the villainess. Please wait a moment. Let's put aside that conversation for now. Rika and Iki's relationship is between the two of them, so please don't worry about me. Anyway, right now we're talking about Iki's workplace, yes?
Indeed. Well, I do harbor many doubts about Rika's actions, but I'll question those at a later date. So, you'd called me here in order to request my cooperation. What exactly do you wish me to do? Should I give EQ encouragement? Very well, then I'll accost him with so many math puzzles, he'll have no time to think about his troubles.
Not something like that! The matter is much more simple. I wish for you to help with his work.
His work?
In this past week, 6 of the part-timers related to Mr. Iki's work have actually quit all at once. Until they can find replacements for said women, currently only Mr. Iki and I are handling the work. Because he insists on making sure that I'm not burdened, Mr. Iki's working so hard he barely has time to sleep every day. In this state of doing both his training and part-time work, eventually he'll collapse. I urgently need helpers who understand Mr. Iki's condition and will help out without causing a fuss. I'm asking you as someone I trust understands Mr. Iki. Please, until his training concludes, help us out with our work. And please protect him from attacks born out of prejudice.
I'm not sure about this. And then it'll be difficult for Ikkyo to do his work.
I'll not tell him. Unfortunately, Mr. Iki is working around the branch office along with his fellow co-workers. I've concluded that if we stay on a separate floor in the main building, there's a low chance he'll find us.
I see. But isn't this merely a temporary measure?
After this, I'll solidify the foundation. Either way, the issue here is cleaning up the work that's currently left unfinished. At this rate, it may be even possible that he may be dismissed even before his formal employment as the cause of this mess. In order to avoid such a thing, and until I build a group within the company, please, I beg for your help. This is only a what if, but is this something that I could help out with as well? Spacey. Of course, I knew you'd say that if you were to hear of this matter. But you still have your work at this cafe, do you not? And if even you end up overworking and then collapse, Mr. Iki would end up despising me. I want to be of help to Iki. I have my shifts at the cafe, so I might not be able to do much, but if there's anything I could help with, please let me help. It's painful for me to leave everything to both you and Kent when Iki's having this much trouble. Goodness me, how noble of you! If only Kent here had such kindness as you do!
It would only be disturbing if I were to be that noble. Either way, I understand the situation. I do have some interest in short-term employment for use as societal study. Let me see. I'll take the matter home and consider the schedule.
Kent! I'll also submit the times when I'm free. Spacey, you as well! How heartening! Now then, both of you, I'll entrust you to check your schedules. If by chance there are any others who could help, please do speak with them. And now then, I shall excuse myself here. Oh, Rika! Yes? There's one thing I'd like to ask you. Iki's eyes are working on you, aren't they? Why, yes, they are working on me. And how do you talk to Iki while staying collected? If you have any sort of methods, could you tell them to me? Oh my! Do I look collected to you? Huh? Even if they lose their composure, everyone acts in their own way. I secretly gather intel, and most of those in the fan club are fanatical. And there are those who run away as well. And that's all there is to it. I see. Then, when I end up pushing Iki down like that, in a way that was something I'm likely to do, what do I do? It's embarrassing. I only wish there was a way to act so as to not burden Mr. Iki, even when his eyes are working. Have a good day then. Yes, I'll contact you later. I see. So even when Rika's known Iki for so long, she doesn't know of a good way. If his eyes end up working on me from now on too, then March 12th, but this is where we'll end, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.